Hi everyone! There was once a time, it was just before the end of lunchtime actually, when I found myself grappling with multiple priorities in real time. A 5-year-old came bursting into the office screaming and crying, sporting a golf ball sized lump on her forehead from an enthusiastic collision with a jungle gym. And at this exact same time, 5 Year 8 boys were marched in by the duty teacher after a fight involving an orange, a rugby ball and someone's missing tooth. "Off to Mr. Z with you lot," she ordered, as if there was some sort of spare courtroom in my office. And just to round things off nicely, Jason, one of our neurodiverse boys, had decided he'd had enough of school for the day and was making a break for it, sprinting down the back lane towards the main road on his way home, which inconveniently was in the opposite direction. And just as I looked around for another adult to help me untangle this circus, the bell rang. End of lunch. Everyone disappeared back to their classrooms like a reverse magic trick. I couldn't blame them, they had classes to teach after all. But I felt like I was left standing there holding the entire school's chaos, as if I'd suddenly become a human version of a traffic cone placed in the middle of a motorway, everything rushing at me from every single direction. And that right there is the perfect metaphor for leadership. Everyone wants everything from you right now. The priorities can literally scream at you like my 5-year-old with a golf ball head, or whisper at you like the notification pings of your laptop. Or maybe it's your board wanting a plan, or your staff wanting clarity, or some students wanting plasters, hugs, mediation skills, or an emergency tooth locating service just in time for a visit from the tooth fairy. Meanwhile, the world expects you to calmly prioritise all of this like some kind of enlightened octopus with a degree in triage. Which brings me to the question I get asked all the time, usually by someone who has clearly never had to chase down a runaway Jason heading for a busy road. So, how do you prioritise everything? Well, there's a secret, isn't there? You can't. You actually can't. You literally can't prioritise everything. You cannot do all things well at the same time. You cannot hold every ball without dropping one occasionally. And you know what? That's not a leadership flaw, that's just physics. I'm sure Newton wrote about it somewhere. And physics doesn't negotiate. I reckon it's one of the major things they never tell you in leadership school, mainly because leadership school doesn't actually exist. But anyway, prioritising isn't about ranking tasks from 1 to 50. It's about deciding what matters today. Not in theory, not in your idealised fantasy week, not in your immaculate colour-coded planner. I mean today, with its curveballs, its interruptions, absentees, sick kids, and broken laminators, and that teacher who knocks on your door with that sentence, "Hey, have you got a minute?" Always a lie. Always. So let me tell you a little story. You see, one day I made myself a list of 24 things that I needed to get done. 24 in one day. Unsurprisingly, I finished exactly 2 of them. But I did spend an hour on the playground helping a group of Year 4s negotiate a dispute over who invented this new soccer rule. And I learned 2 things. 1, children are natural lawyers. And 2, my list needed its own support staff. I realised that my approach had been completely backwards. I was trying to prioritise everything, which is exactly the same thing as prioritising nothing. So here's what I do instead. And this is the part where the magic happens. Step 1. It's called the leadership dump. Get everything, and I mean everything, out of your head and onto paper. The important, the urgent, the trivial, the stuff haunting you at night times, the weird thing that you said in a meeting 4 days ago, all of it. It'll look chaotic. Good, chaos is actually honest. Step 2, find today's 3. From the whole messy list, choose 3 things. Not the most impressive, not the most politically shiny, just the 3 that matter most today. 3, well, it's doable, isn't it? 3 gives you momentum. 3 protects you from the delusion that I can do 24 things by lunchtime if I just try harder. Step 3. Align those 3 with who you are as a leader. Ask yourself these sort of questions. Does this matter to my people? Does this stabilise the school? Does this reflect what I actually value? Does this need my brain today? And if the answer is no, off the list it goes. Delegate it, delay it, dump it. Or do the most underrated strategy of all, ignore it until it stops making noise. Step 4. Celebrate the wins, even the tiny ones. You answered those 3 tricky emails? Victory! You resolved a staffroom tension before it became a Netflix documentary? Legend! You finished one of your 3 priorities and didn't get derailed by someone asking you to fix the photocopier? You're going to get a knighthood or maybe become a dame. Leadership is built on tiny triumphs, and I wrote a whole chapter about that for a reason in my book, Am I Having Fun? Let's be honest for a sec. Trying to prioritise everything is a fast track to burnout. Choosing what to focus on today is actually leadership. Schools are busy, people are complex, politics are noisy, and you, my friend, are actually human. So stop trying to be the octopus wizard supercomputer hybrid the world assumes that you are. Pick your 3, do them well, and let the rest wait its turn. You'll never succeed in this job by doing everything, you know. You succeed by doing the right things, one grounded day at a time. To